My name is Henk the Graaf, and this is session number 5 of my little educational set of videos about grain aeration. We've talked about the resistance and the type of fan selection and the types of aeration that you want to do. We now come all the way down to the selection of a controller. With grain aeration and fans, by all means, you can go over there and turn the switch and the fan will start. And then you start it, leave it running for whatever time you like, and then maybe sometime later you might climb on top of the silo, smell what it feels like, and they decide whether that is the time to stop the fans from running. Not a very recommended position. The better way would be to have a controller. Now, there's obviously quite a lot of controllers on the market. Most of them are a glorified time clock that basically allows you to run the fans for a certain amount of time, at a certain amount of weeks, maybe even a certain amount of hours during the day. And then manually you'll have to go over there and switch it over from stage 1 to stage 2 or 3, whatever. It's a semi-automatic way of doing it. You can then make those controllers even a little bit better and link somehow a weather station to it. So it will only turn the fans on when it's the right temperature and the right humidity outside. Still very limited. The best way of doing it, of course, is only turn the fans on if there is a capacity to improve the grain that you got in storage. So in other words, if you're cooling and the ambient air is cooler than the air in the silo, then obviously bring them on. Now, interesting thing, of course, is that as the cooling front moves through the silo, some of that grain already in here has been cooled already. So do you really want to keep on cooling that already? Or do you say, well, hang on a minute, my cooling front has gone through already once, it reduced my temperature in the grain from maybe 35 to 25. If I now got 26 degree air outside, do I really want it? And no, of course you don't. So on a really, really smart controller, like the controller that we at the Aeration Control people provide, allows you to be smarter. It decides to control the grain as to the targets that you set. So if you, prior to filling your silos, if you set a target for cooling, and maybe if the grain is high moisture, you may want to set a target for moisture. The controller will then fully automatically pick the right air at the right time, and at the same time allows you to track the cooling front through the silo, so that when it's done, it can stop. And coming back to what we said earlier in the fan selection, the bigger the fan, the quicker it will bring it through. So if you're talking about selecting a controller, just keep in mind what it is that you want to do. If you're going to be a farmer that is living near where all the silos are, and you're happy to go and check that controller every day, by all means. If, however, you may have a silo set up away from your farm, you really don't want to go there. You want the system to do it all automatically, and this is what this controller can actually do for you. I'll tell you a little bit more about how to support all this in the next video. Thank you.